Get ready to paint the town, Palos Verdes. That's right, the community is invited to the annual Palos Verdes Artist Studio Tour on October 6th and 7th. So mark your calendar, the two-day event, all to benefit the Palos Verdes Art Center. I'm Liz Brown Swanson. Welcome to Around the Peninsula, and I'm here at the PV Art Center to give you a sneak peek at this year's Artist Studio Tour, where the community will get to check out some of the most famous Peninsula artists' homes, see their studios, meet some 40 artists, as well as see more than 1,000 pieces of art on display. So let's get this art show on the road.
It's October 6th and 7th, so one ticket buys you admission to 9 different studios spread throughout the Palos Verdes Peninsula over a 2-day period. We'll have over 40 artists at all the different studios, including right here at the Palos Verdes Art Center. And we'll have thousands of pieces of new art, including those pieces that are sculpture, paintings, ceramics, jewelry, glass. And so it's an exciting time for us to be back. This tour started about 14 years ago, and we didn't have the tour last year. So we're back, Tour de Art 2018, and we're very excited about it.
The excitement is building at the Palos Verdes Art Center, from the incredible exhibits to the reopened cafe, and now the return of the annual Artist Studio Tour put on by the Art Center's group called the Artist Studio of Palos Verdes. The co-op group of local artists have been showcasing and selling their works together for more than 30 years.
Being involved with the Art Center is a very valuable experience. You meet some terrific people, wonderful people. I was given several shows, including a show of 33 of my night paintings on a black wall with no frames, with spotlights on each one of them in the lower gallery. It was a privilege that, I can't thank him enough for that opportunity.
Don Crocker, past president of the PV Art Center, will once again open his Rolling Hills home for the Artist Studio Tour. He started painting when he was 65. Taking many classes at the Art Center.
When I first moved here in 1972, I took a class in stained glass art, and I became a stained glass artist hobbyist while I was very busy with my work as a lawyer and then as a crisis manager. And I also took some of my first art classes here and learned a great deal from the art classes.
I'm being joined by artist, sculptor Errol Gordon. It's wonderful to be here in your studio. You will be on the studio tour. How excited? Are you looking forward to it?
Oh, absolutely. This will be the 3rd time we've been on the tour, and we always enjoy it.
What are you expecting that day?
A lot of people show a lot of interest in everybody's art. We'll have probably 5 or 6 artists here at our property, and so we get a big crowd coming through, and people show a lot of interest.
And you'll be doing demos?
Yes. Well, part of the time I will be doing demos. In fact, I'm getting ready to start, and I am starting a new piece that I hope to have in a condition of recognition by the time the tour begins. And it'll be another ballerina.
We got a sneak preview. Talk about this fabulous ballerina and just your work. What inspires you?
Well, just art itself. I've always been interested in art and always enjoyed art as a spectator and now as a participant and active artist.
So, about your work, you're sculpting, and talk about your pieces that you do.
Okay, so I do kind of an eclectic range of pieces. I do Western pieces, like the cowboy over there. That's a classic piece. And then I do like the polo riders. That's kind of a different sport, but it's the same kind of feeling, a lot of action. I love the action in all of the pieces. And horses are my favorite because they're so dramatic and they're just big, beautiful animals, and the movement flows just like the wind, and so it's just so great to do and fun. And so I stretched out, and I'm doing some different kinds of pieces like this ballerina that I'm hoping to do a series of those.
When did you do your first piece?
Oh, I think about 20 years ago. about 20 years ago. I've always painted, but this about 20 years ago I started working in clay. It's always so fulfilling and so rewarding to take clay and turn it into something that has spirit and action and feels alive. As you can see, I have my easel set up here on a piece that I'm working on, and then I have my paints over here on my palette. So I'll work on my sculpture and then do something on a painting. So I'm working on 2 paintings right now for a show that's coming up that I'm getting ready for.
And you do all this on the side because you're also an attorney.
That's right. That's right. That's my day job. So I do this as my passion. It's really my passion.
Art Center does so much for our community. It's such a jewel. This all supports. Talk about why you feel this Art Center is so special, that we have this in our community.
Well, it is just kind of the mecca of the artists that are amongst us. I mean, and there's artists all around us, but the Art Center just is kind of like the magnet that draws us all together. And I've been involved in the Art Center now for a number of years, and it's an incredible asset to the community.
Obviously, we want to let the community know they should come out.
Yeah, you should come out and support the Art Center and really see some really good, phenomenal art. I mean, there's some incredible artists around us, and they produce some incredible work and really get really good bargains. I mean, you know, the art that is up for sale during this tour is really a bargain, really a good deal, and I think people should, if they are interested in art at all, come out and see what's out here and support the locals.
I am really anxious for this studio home tour because it's the first of a new group, some of the same artists, but we're having a lot of fun. And we're setting up the tour, and we're going to have 8 homes, and we're going to have 1 gallery, and there's going to be food in all the homes, and we're working to have music in the homes. And some of these homes are absolutely beautiful, and I'm really fortunate to be at Errol Gordon's home. That's a huge palatial place in Rolling Hills, and they have horses and stables, and it's very tranquil and beautiful and fun. And there are going to be 6 artists here, and so there'll be 3 women in the front and 3 women in the back. And Richard Terasaki does wonderful bowls, and Frances Mastrangelo does really incredible landscapes in oil. And Val Simon is very creative, and she does wonderful work. And Nancy Comerford is a jeweler, and I'm an abstract contemporary artist.
And we have you now. You're standing in front of one of your spectacular paintings. Talk about your work.
Well, I started painting in 1996. I've been a teacher for 52 years and just retired June 6th of this year. And in 1996, there was an artist called Gemma Tacagna, and I did a class with her, and I didn't realize how famous she was. And her teacher was Marc Chagall, Kandinsky, and Picasso. So I asked her if I could take classes from her, and she taught me, especially the way Marc Chagall taught her. So a lot of my work was done with my eyes closed, using my opposite hand, and I've done many pieces that I really enjoy doing. So I feel extremely fortunate that I've had such good teachers.
And you said you can have up to maybe 100 pieces here for that tour.
Yes, I am, and they won't all be large. Several will be small, and the price range, I make cards for $5, and I do small paintings, and I do large paintings, and they're all originals. So the bigger ones, of course, are more money, but some of my work, like I was just accepted in the International Experimental Show that's in Newport, Oregon, and that show's going to be in October. And I'm excited about that because it was hard to get into. And I'm in the Malaga Covelon shows, and I'm in several art groups that I really love. And so I feel very, very fortunate.
What's the idea behind this event? It's been going on for a while. You said that you're bringing it back. What is sort of the goal?
I think that the main goal is to open up our personal studios, make ourselves available to answer questions, get to know the public, partner with the community that we're a part of as artists, and be able to welcome the public in, show them our new pieces, be able to say, hey, you know, this is what we do, this is how we do it. This is a good story. 2 years ago, I was a new artist. I had just retired and I wanted to get back into art. And I went on the studio tour and I met Margaret Moore, who you'll meet in a little bit, who's a watercolor artist as I am. And she said, "Oh, let me see what you're doing." And so I showed her some pictures. Actually, this was one of them that I had showed her that I had just done. And she invited me to be a part of the artist studio. And so I juried in. And so now here I am, the president. So it's kind of a fun story.
I'm here with artist Margaret Moore at your beautiful Rolling Hills Estates home. You are on the Homes Tour once again. Talk about the studio tour and what will happen right here in your yard.
Okay, we will be set up with 4 artists, a ceramicist, a wood carver, and an oil painter, and myself. We can give people a peek into my little studio, which is really just half of a leftover bedroom. It's not a big deal, but it's enough. It's good.
When did you start painting?
I have done commercial art for 40 years. Then I decided to start painting and just paint what is beautiful that the Lord has made and kind of give him thanks for it. So that's what I'm doing, and I've been doing it for 19 or 20 years, something like that.
You absolutely have a gift, and you share the gift. And I love the fact, right now we're looking at what's called Sun-Kissed Blessings. Tell us a little bit about this piece.
Okay, well, people want to know if they're oranges. They're not. What are they? Persimmons. They're persimmons. And one of the reasons I love to paint them is that they have such gorgeous leaves. It's not just the fruit, it's the leaves. It's the whole thing that's beautiful. And just for the fun of it, I added a butterfly. I like to add butterflies. They're kind of like little missionaries of happiness in a way.
All your art just makes it just smiles and you really do have the gift. When you wake up in the morning and you just look around you, I'm sure you'd have so much inspiration.
I do, yes. I love our yard. I love taking care of the roses or whatever. And I just enjoy being outdoors.
Being joined by artist Joe Davini, you are part of the studio tour coming up. Talk about your work.
Well, I do wood turning, which means I make pieces like bowls and vases and such on the lathe. The piece of work is mounted on the lathe, and as it spins, I shape it into various things using chisels and other kinds of tools.
Where did you get the passion to do this?
I just have enjoyed doing it for about 30 years. It's really a tactile thing to do. It's a lot of fun, and it's very interesting trying to solve the puzzle of figuring out how to make something this way.
And of course, when you start with wood out of nature and then turn it into something even more beautiful.
Yes, certainly so. It's great to try to see how to use wood to take advantage of how the grain looks and how the color is going to look and so on. At the same time, you're solving a kind of a complex mechanical problem of how to make all this fit together to make a piece that works.
Talk about the pieces you brought here.
Well, perhaps the most complicated piece is the one that you can see behind me, which is a complicated sculpture which contains about 100 pieces, 100 small pieces that are all put together. That has round bulbs in it and smaller pieces which separate them, and this was all put together in order to make a large piece with a kind of oriental look to it, and really was a complex construction that gave me a way of making something very elaborate out of wood.
It's wonderful to be here with you, Marylest High School graduate, artist extraordinaire. Talk about your art.
Well, thank you. This is I do American raccoon. It's like Japanese raccoon, but it's not. This is the American raccoon. I don't know. I just found passion to do this form of a style method.
Your pieces are beautiful.
Well, these are the two different types of firing. This one is from the electric kiln, which means I take them out of the kiln, which is about 550, and then I put in a metal bucket. I take them outside and then put them newspaper, seaweed in there, and burn them to get that form of crackle. And this one is the outside pit fire, which means it's gas, kind of like pit fire. And so that's why you see two different colors. And this is from, I did that at the Palos Verdes Art Center. And yeah.
So you're looking forward to the tour that's coming up. You'll have a lot of pieces here.
Oh yeah, you'll see.
So it's going to be a really exciting event, and what I like most of all is that there will be new people that you have never met before, so it will be really interesting and exciting. So I would really like to invite you all to come and see us.
There will be so many beautiful creations in the Art Center's gift shop during the tour. This is where the studio artists of Palos Verdes exhibit and sell their work all year round, and where the community can experience the best in local art.
I'm also the membership coordinator up here at the Art Center, and I urge you to come and become a member. You will get invitations to all the openings that we have. We have right now a really fabulous show, Echiko Ohira, with her paperwork. I would really urge you to come and see it. It's something that you just don't get to see very often. It's sort of once in a lifetime experience, and it's really exciting as well. And if you are a member, you also get discounts in our classes. You get a discount in the shop and also in our newly opened Stripe Cafe next door. So we have a lot of exciting things going on up here, so we would love for you to come and give us a visit.
Here comes the yummy part of the show. I'm here with Dennis, the new owner of Shady Grove at Stripe Cafe here at the PV Art Center. Dennis, talk a little bit about what we have here at this wonderful cafe.
Well, we are Shady Grove Foods was a pop-up business that started out of Long Beach, California. So when we got asked to come over here and open up inside Stripe Cafe, we wanted to keep true to some of the stuff we do, but then also open it up to be more of the cafe setting for the Art Center. So like, for example, what we have here is a BLT, but to make it different than any other BLT is we make all the bacon in-house ourselves and cut it really thick and put a lot of care into it, and it just makes the sandwich a lot different and way more unique. And then right here is a salad we call the Bakersfield salad that we're serving with tri-tip because we do a lot of Santa Maria style Central Coast barbecue, and I just want to push our brand, and that's one of the big things we do, one of the most popular things we make.
I'm very excited about the dishes you have here because I can never have enough bacon or meat. But for the vegetarians out there, what kinds of things do you have that's here on the menu?
Well, we actually have a vegetarian sandwich that's probably maybe our most popular sandwich so far. It's a smoked goat cheese sandwich with sprouts, cucumbers, lettuce, tomato, avocado, and a chipotle, raspberry sauce, and jalapeno cilantro mayo. And then we also have vegan specials as well as vegan cookies and stuff like that too.
I'm all about the sweets. Now you're open Monday through Friday. Why don't you share with us your hours so that all the community can come down here and eat?
We are open right now Monday through Friday from 8:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. And that's a lunch menu, and we're going to be adding a dinner menu eventually as well too.
Congratulations on being here. You certainly are adding to the wonderful atmosphere of the Art Center. What do you love most about being at this Art Center?
Well, coming from Long Beach, just to drive up the hill is pretty nice, and then being surrounded by art, it's great.
Now being joined by artist Katrina, and you have gone on the artist studio tour. What do you look forward to about that tour?
Just to be, again, in the place where artists create, because to me the creation of art is the most exciting thing. And I like to watch almost as much as I like to do it myself. And you learn just by being in a studio.
You are here taking a class at the Art Center. What do you enjoy most about the classes here?
Frank, our mentor, Frank Minuto, he's perfect. He can take any student at any level and bring them up. And he can do it in any medium, too.
You've been coming here for years. You said to take courses. What do you think this Art Center really does offer the community?
Well, it just, again, provides an environment for you to continue to learn. And for a while, there weren't many places you could go. But it's opening up now. There are other places around with wonderful workshops, but Palos Verdes Art Center has been consistent.
What are you working on right now?
I'm working on a little sketch for a larger painting, and I'm doing it on foam board. So, you know, this is not archival at all, but it just gives me a sense of what I want to do for a larger piece.
On that note, there's going to be over 1,000 pieces on display the weekend of that studio tour, so we hope to see you on the tour.
I hope to make it. I certainly do.
I think what's exciting is the support of all the artists in the group and of the Art Center. So we work very hard to support this Art Center. A lot of the art that we sell, a portion of it does come back to the Art Center and support their programs. And we do everything we can all year long, not just during the studio tour, to really support the Art Center. So to get tickets, go online to TASPV.com tickets. You can learn all about what the studio tour is going to be, Tour de Art 2018, and it has a map there of where to go and a little bit about all our artists, so you can kind of get a preview of it right when you're there. And then all they do is push one button and buy a ticket. The tickets are $20. They're good for any time on October 6th and October 7th. So you can come and go as you please or just come one day. There'll be refreshments at every house, keep you going. So it's kind of like a progressive lunch tour, but at art studios.
So again, don't forget to mark your calendars October 6th and 7th for the annual Palos Verdes Artist Studio Tour. We hope to see you there and, of course, hope to see you here at the Art Center. Thanks for joining us. I'm Liz Brown Swanson. See you next time.